Hello, I'm OmnusI, your game master this evening here in my lair. Hello friends, as I once more, OmnusI, here in the Lair of OmnusI, answering another question for RPG a Day. If you've been following along, today is day 21, and the question is, which RPG does the most with the fewest words? Now, of course, scarcity in words is kind of antithetical to most role-playing games. It's such an elaborate concept, for the most part, so far different from most other games that a person might play, that role-playing games feel that they have to explain themselves almost endlessly. Every detail of the process being explained out, especially lengthy sections for the game master, but also pages and pages and pages of rules and notes and things like that. So, as I was looking through my libraries for some inspiration, almost every single one has a big, thick core book that has all the rules that a person might need. Usually more rules than a person might need, quite honestly. And so I was looking along, and most of the games that I have that have few words usually don't have a great deal of gameplay either. Kobolds Ate My Baby, for example, is tiny. It's barely a role-playing game at all. It's more of a tactical game where you run your kobold along trying to accomplish whatever goal you have for that session. But there are role-playing elements that you can attempt to do to make the game more of a role-playing game. So I include that in role-playing games. But it's fairly simplistic, and it doesn't do a great deal with it, just enough to entertain you for a good night. I guess after looking through my books, the one that I would say does the best with few words, but it does rely on some familiarity with the source material, and I can't believe that I'm actually doing this, but it's a Palladium book, the Robotech role-playing game. Now, I know, there's lots of source books and things, and that can get a bit wordy. But as far as the core of the game, the rules, the explanations for it, the mechanics within, it's not a heavy-hitting book. It's something that you could read in an hour's time and know how to play the whole game. It has enough resources that you could do quite well in an initial game until it tells you all about the different Veritex which are the transformable jet robot things. It also has stuff on other types of mechs, so that not everybody has to play the Veritech pilots. They have ground mechs called Destroids. They have all the rules for character creation, and many of them are layered. The character creation section has, first of all, rather than going into all the classes, it has all the skills and explains how those mechanics work and your attributes. And then after that, your classes are all derived from that. It tells you what portions you have access to. And it kind of becomes a little bit like certain menus in restaurants, where you can have so many choices out of column A and so many choices out of column B. So it doesn't dwell a great deal on complicated mechanics and lengthy rules and details, all tied up in long explanations or examples or things of that nature. Most of the wording is pretty to the point. It's probably one of the best ones from the Palladium series as far as sticking to just what is needed. And I would say also that looking through some of the various ones, the various games that I have that tend to be very florid, Robotech is more sparse with detailing. Relies on the source books for more elaboration from different game point elements. But I've played a few games that have just used the core rulebook, and having a relatively small manual to flip through makes it quite simple to get a sense of what you need to do and not have to go paging through all of the description and extra writing that some of the other games require. So, That would be my pitch. Although, again, it's the detail that is still allowed with that sparsity of writing that gives it my vote. Not necessarily that it's the greatest game. It's an okay role playing game, and it's based on a series that I particularly enjoy. I enjoy the animation, Robotech story. But as far as, doing the most with what it has, obviously, D&D, Shadowrun, games that have a huge amount that you can do, but there's so much literature to get through to get there. That's why Robotech gets my pick. It's kind of a little bit drawn out of the hat, but that's my pick. Small little book, big adventures that you can play. So I am OmnusI, here in the Lair of OmnusI, and I am wishing you safe adventures.